welcome to Cross Transformation. It's Mariam here, and today I'm gonna be talking to you about narcissistic abuse, ego. Ego experiences the state of separation. Ego finds its identity in the fruit of separation. Ego wants us to become the negative emotion itself, to become the anger itself, to become the guilt itself, because that is how ego would survive, becoming those negative emotions and feelings. Abuse is a form of sin that we commit when we experience negative emotions and feelings most of the time, when we have become those emotions and feelings. So the manifestation of prolonged anger, prolonged shame, prolonged guilt is abuse. Pain that has become the state of suffering. So a narcissist is experiencing the state of suffering because their ego is trying to survive by convincing them that who they are is that prolonged negative emotion, that anger, that shame, that guilt. So they keep abusing others because their ego is trying to survive. Their ego is convincing them that who they are is that anger, that shame, that guilt. Their ego is trying to rescue the abandoned self outside of them. And to do that, it will commit a sin, that abuse. From idealizing, to devaluing, to discarding that person, the partner, and eventually wanting to repeat the pattern. So we've got this pattern, the narcissistic abuse, idealizing, admiring, loving how perfect you are, and then devaluing. You are the evil one, you're really bad, the worst person, and then discarding, not wanting to be with you. And then somehow, the moment that the ego is feeling threatened because of that abandonment fear, that narcissist wants to bounce back, wants to go back to that or through that vicious cycle again, bouncing back, making that phone call, trying to reach out, doing something really nice. The whole time, their ego is in the background trying to convince them that who they are is the abuse. And the only way to survive the abandoned self outside of them is to repeat the pattern, idealizing, devaluing, discarding, bouncing back. when the reality is found in ego, the pain has become the state of suffering. And suffering will manifest itself as abuse. The truth is, the reality is found in Christ. It's of love, the pain that can be transformed into love in Christ, the mind and the heart of Christ. So, to transform is to come out of the state of suffering by realizing that ego is doing its best to identify us with abuse, committing that sin, doing it to someone, or being the recipient of it. So, instead, we want to know that who we are is in God. We can't be the manifestation of abuse. We have been created in the image of God. God Himself is love. So, when we understand ego, as we look into narcissistic abuse, we can practice compassion because that person is in the state of suffering. We also need to come out of the state of suffering so we can end that abuse. Arriving at the state of forgiveness from within, that who we are is in God, and more importantly, the reality is found in Christ, and that is the truth. Forgiveness is the state of being that would become it from within. Our identity is not in pain, it is the love of Christ. We can transform in Christ. We can embrace the shift from within in Christ. So, narcissistic abuse, from idealizing to devaluing to discarding and bouncing back, realize ego's role that keeps telling that person who they are is the abuse, the state of suffering. By realizing that, we can arrive at forgiveness. May you be blessed. Look after your precious soul. Hopefully you'll find this video helpful. Thank you for supporting the channel. Be at peace. May you be blessed. And I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day and God bless you.